video on the 7200, how to set up your focal points and settings for pretty much anything. Well, 7500 is out now, and it has a couple different things. Some are unique, some are not. It added group focus, which we didn't have on the 72. 3D tracking I really don't use, but it's going to be the same procedure. This is a 7500 with an 18-140. This 18-140 you can get on Amazon refurbished in a refurbished Nikon box, certified, for a good price. No, I'm not sponsored by anybody. But anyway, same type of setting for your autofocus. You have your AF and manual here. Okay, same thing we had on the 7200, but this is also, the center is a push button. Push button. Now, I have it set up for single right now. So when you push this button in, your front dial changes it. So we're going to go right through. So we're pushing this button in here with our thumb. Spin the front dial. We got single, group, auto, single, group, auto. Push it in again, spin your back dial. Now that was single, group, and auto on AFS. On single, that's what you have. So now I push in again and rotate the back dial to AFC or AFA. So on AFC you have single, spin the front dial, D9, D21, D51, 3D, and group. A lot of the sports I've been shooting, I'll link to the website down below in the description, but a lot of the stuff I've been shooting this year with this 7500 has been with the group setting and continuous, and it's really not missed a lot. And I've tried it, you'll see in some of the pictures, I've tried it with a scooter with a concrete pillar, like the guys on the scooter here. There's a concrete pillar here, there's a car behind them, and there's another guy on a scooter here. And this thing is pound, pound, pound. It's right on. I always shoot manual mode, but yeah, for the sports settings, I would spin this to continuous high down here. Continuous high for my sports, of course manual mode. And I would push this in, and I would go AFC, and I would either use D9, single, or group. That's what I've been using for sports. AFC group. And if I can get in range with like a 70-300, it's just destroying the focus. It's awesome. This D7500 is just such a big jump up from the other 7000 series as far as autofocus. Guys are complaining about the one card slot. I shot with a D50, D70, D80, D90, D700, D300. Always use SanDisk, top of the line cards. Always format the card in the camera, and I've never lost an image. To me, I don't need a second card slot, and that's just the way it is. I really don't need a second card slot. Also for your settings, something different in here that we used to, like I used to shoot a lot of sports to D300. We had release, focus, release, or focus. Okay, I still shoot this on focus. That's just what I'd rather shoot it on. I'd rather get a shot in focus. Image quality always raw. ISO. I was doing a lot of portrait photography, so I've been doing ISO 100. Auto sensitivity control, you can put it on. I found with this, I can still get decent, real decent pictures up to basically 4,000. I'm sorry. Yeah, 4,000 is like the max. I've got some decent images on low light on 6400, but nothing that I would write home about. But it's definitely an improvement over the old D300. I usually keep this off, but the sports settings are pretty much the same. Same autofocus, focus tracking with lock on, short, number of focus points to use 51. Store points for orientation on, AF activation on, focus point wraparound on, A illuminator off, all the exposure compensation off, matrix metering on, well that's what it's on now, center weighted is set to 8, shutter release with the AEL button is off, but I still have it set to back button focus. But that's how you set your focus on the 7500, your settings, same way as the older 7000 series cameras. Push this in, hold it in, AFC for continuous, AFA for auto, AFS for single, and in single, again, you have auto, single, group, auto, single, group. In continuous, you have auto, single, D9, D21, D51, 3D, and group. I leave AFC group on for my sports, and I've been doing very good. That's the short of it. I've been doing most of my sports with a 70 to 300. Since the ISO is pretty good on this, the sensitivity is nice compared to what I was shooting at D300. I'm not going to purchase an 80 to 2 or a 70 to 200. I'm just not going to. The focus on this is blazing fast. This still has a screwdriver motor on it. And the, we get out there, even with 5.6, if you're separated enough for your background, you can still get a nice tad bit of bokeh in that. But I've actually even shot some sports with the 18 to 140. The one place I shoot sports a lot, I'm mostly between 68 and 70, where I can get the guys in there good, 68 to 70. So the 7200 is just a little too long. And the 85 I have, well, forget that. I have a 35 that's too short. So I just throw this on. And I go down, and I've been pounding the sports no problem. But the 18 to 105, I'm sorry, 18 to 140. I mean, this is just, cameras have come such a long way in the last couple of years. I love this D7500. I do everything with it, from portraits to landscapes to sports. I have my other little camera here. This here is the Sony a6000. I just put the 50 on this. Nice little camera. Nothing compared to this. But if I just want to walk around and get some quick headshots, quick portrait shots, landscapes, whatever, I'll just take the Sony and just grab a couple. But when I'm getting out there to be serious, a lot of paid shoots and stuff like that, we'll take the definitely take the 7500, and I'll actually still take the 300 with me in the bag, and I'll keep this in the bag as well, just to have it. But the Sony, it's something new. The mirrorless, to me, it's new mirrorless technology. It's a couple of years old, but I've only had the camera a little over a month. It does a lot of neat things. Fake face recognition, tracking, a lot of different things that you won't find in the digital SLR market. I do like it. I can't get into it much more than that. I mean, I do like it for basic stuff. It's not bad. If I want shooting sports pictures and stuff, of course, I'm going to stay with the 7500. Autofocus speed, all kind of stuff. Just the 6000 can't compare. So, if you guys are thinking about a 7500, when you do some sports and you're not worried about a one card slot, I guess that's where I'll leave it. I definitely grab it. Definitely. I upgraded from a 300 I had the other 7000 series a little while ago. It was refurbed from B&H, and that one, I did a video on it, and I ran it for about a month and a half, not even a month. And I just couldn't dial the lenses in. They were just back focusing. One was front focusing. I couldn't dial it in. And I sent it back to B&H, no problems. 3 days they checked it out. I told them, hey, it's a refurb. I got off you guys. And it just wouldn't focus right with no matter what I did. Tripod, timer. It just wasn't right. So anyway, we went back to the D300 for almost a year and made a decision to go ahead and save up and get this 7500 after seeing reviews and reading about it. That's pretty much how I carry it there. I got the black rapid strap on a key ring to it, and keep that on the hand loop. Now we have the tripod, the regular tripod thing on the bottom. Just slide it right in the tripod for your portraits or whatever, or slide on the monopod. But that's the short and sweet of 7500. It's a damn good camera. If I had the money to buy 2 or 3 of them, I would. Probably even keep them just sealed up. One card slot doesn't bother me at all. And focus speed is incredible. And the buffer is the buffer's nuts. I shoot raw, continuous high. Let's see what we got here. Don't know if you can hear that. And that's continuous high and raw, 8 frames a second. It's just going. Alright, now if you need the machine gun that much shooting sports, yeah, you really need to learn how to shoot. It's great to have a big buffer, but guys, you don't need this. You don't need it to do this. Now that's shooting at a pretty much dark item, so it's slow. It's just, there you go. That's more than enough. That's just like more than enough for what you need for sports. It's right into the card. Card's done already, but that's the buffer on it, and that's not bad at all. My menu is the format and ISO. Everything else I really don't need, because I always know I'm shooting a RAW, so I can go into remove items, and I can remove AFC, I can remove image quality, and I can click on OK, OK, done. So in my menu, these are the 2 things I really care about, honestly. Format memory card and the ISO. The rest of this stuff I don't need to do. I can do everything up front. Bang, bang, bang. So anyway, sorry for the ramble, but I went over basically how to set up the focusing on the 7500. A little bit of ramble on. Good cameras, guys. Very good camera. If you're thinking about it, pull the trigger. If you're thinking about the 7500, pull the trigger. Cheaper than the D500. You lose a couple frames per second. A little bit of the focus. And a second card slot. Focus is fine on this for me. I haven't missed. It's like a joke. It's like a joke. You go out and you shoot and you turn it on. You set up to that group focus. AFC group. It's like a freaking joke. You just bang, bang, bang. Everything you're hitting.